All right, shalom, shalom. This is Brother Mayum coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechah HaKodash. Double honor to the elders, apostles of the great millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who were diligently pushing out this truth and this truth and sincerity. And I just want to do a quick video going into this whole thing that just came up, breaking news, the U.S. and U.K. carry out strikes against the Houthis in Yemen. And, those of you that know, the Houthis, are backed by Iran. So I can give me 1 second. This is another step towards the valley of Yehoshaphat, or the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is out there in the Middle East. This is another step towards the Lord's plan, for the Lord's armies to be gathered up. Matter of fact, let's get that, because when you look at a map, and I'm not gonna you can look it up yourself, but when you look at a map and look at where Yemen is, all right, it's over there south of Saudi Arabia. All right, then you have to the east Oman, and then to the north of Oman you have the United Arab Emirates, which is where Dubai is. All right, so this is that area, so you got the Red Sea to the west of Yemen and Saudi Arabia, and then you have to the east you have the Persian Gulf, all right, which is where we find the Strait of Hormuz, the Gulf of Oman. All right, and so this is and as you if you're looking at a map, you can see that on the other side of the Persian Gulf is Iran. So this is all pretty much where that valley of Jehoshaphat is. All right, going all the way from Egypt to Iran, that bordering area there where the Tigris and Euphrates are. Pretty much that's the valley of Jehoshaphat, all right, where the Lord is gathering all these armies at. And we see this happening. All right, this is just another step, of the Lord moving towards gathering these nations. And this is Joel chapter 3, verse 2. It says, "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or Yehoshaphat, which means the Lord's judge, the Lord's judgment, and will plead with them there for my people." And that word plead means to judge. It's shaphat in the Hebrew. All right, so the Lord will judge the nations there for his people, for the things that have been done to Israel. It says, "And for mine heritage Israel, whom they have scattered amongst the nations, and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Sidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? And will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head." Right, going into these Hamites. All right, it says, "Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians." And who are the Grecians, man? Esau, Edom, the Edomites. Okay? "That ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head." And this is what the Lord has happening over there in the Middle East right now. The Lord is bringing about the recompense for the trouble that was brought upon the Israelites. So the Lord is gathering all the nations over there in the Middle East to judge them all for what they've done throughout all of history. Okay? And goes on to say, verse 8, "And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for the Lord hath spoken it." Verse 9, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up." And this is what we see happening, man. Okay, now America's sending missiles off. They're shooting down targets out there in Yemen. You got UK, I believe Australia, and Canada were also a part of this, which I seen a video of Australia. It was like a news station from Australia, and they were saying that they didn't really send any warships or anything like that, but they send personnel over to the headquarters. So I don't know how fully involved they are, but I know that they're allies with America, and with that, they have that deal with America of building nuclear submarines. So of course they had to show up. you know that's just how it goes. When you do deals with America, you have to show up anytime they call, and they'll bring up the deals that they've made with you and use it against you. So they're getting dragged into this now too. And we know that Britain, being the mother of America, is obviously going to be dragged into that conflict. With, as we know, she shall be ashamed. That mother. Matter of fact, let's get there real quick. Let's get that real quick. Jeremiah 50:12 says, your mother will be sore confounded, talking about Britain. Oh, Salakia. I don't know what just happened. It says, your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a weird wilderness and a dry land and a desert. Okay, so you see this place is in, when you read it in, let's get this in the NIV, it says, your mother will be greatly ashamed. She who gave you birth will be disgraced. She will be the least of the nations, you see. And then right now you see the state of Britain, the UK, they had the Brexit, the economy's doing shit, and here it is, America's pulling them into this war with them. They're going to be confounded, man. They're going to be ashamed that, man, we trusted you Americans, and this is how y'all did us. After we were allies with you, your nation came from us, and, this is going into that Revelation 17. Okay. That the kings of the earth giving their self over to have power with the beast for 1 hour, and then they hated the whore. Okay. But this is what the Lord has happening over there, man. The Lord is waking up these nations. All right. So back in Joel 3:9 or 10, it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get ye down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, and the wickedness is great. You see, in that time of the Gentiles is coming to an end, man. The time of the Gentiles to have their fun on the earth, primarily speaking of Esau, Edom, he's coming to the end of his rulership, man, and everything that he's done on the earth, and all these treaties that he's made, and all these friends that have benefited with him, they're all going to be judged as well, man, because of the things they've done. They're not going to go unpunished. Verse 14 says, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. So that day is near, man, and this devil is out there. He's doing these things, out there in this Middle East to provoke, to antagonize, and ultimately to get Iran involved, because that's where they want to get into. They want to get into Syria, and unfortunately, those nations have guards onto them, and that guard being Gog and Magog, which is the so-called Russians today. That they're in that area. They're the ones that run that area, right? In the times that we live in. So Russia is going to be involved into this thing, and it's just going to go, into a path that a lot of you people don't understand and don't think that will ever happen. Okay. So let's get this in Joel chapter 2 now. And let me get to the point. Verse 20. This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 20 says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive them into a land barren. And this northern army right here is talking about the North American army. Okay. The U.S. All right. So it says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, and will drive him into a land barren and desolate, with his face towards the east sea, and his hinder part towards the utmost sea. and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things. So now, if you're looking at a map of the Middle East over there, that land that's barren and desolate, okay, is Saudi Arabia. And what it said, with his face towards the east sea, and we spoke about it. I spoke about it earlier. What's to the east of Saudi Arabia? What body of ocean? The Persian Gulf. And it said in his hinder part towards the utmost sea, and the utmost sea is the what? The Red Sea. So America got into that area because of what was happening over there in the Red Sea. Okay, and America attacking Yemen came because of what was happening in the Red Sea. So now their face being towards the east, because that's where they want to eventually go to. Because what's on the other side of that Persian Gulf? Iran. Okay. So it said, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he had done great things, man. And see, the devil has been doing many wicked things out there in the Middle East, but now we're starting to clearly see that what this man is out there doing right now is all to antagonize and to provoke a world war. Okay, he came out there to the Red Sea. He sent military ships out there. All right, some of the most advanced ones out there by the Mediterranean. Then he made his way into the Red Sea, and eventually he's going to want to get over there to Iran, man. So all that work that he's doing out there in the Middle East, man, is eventually going to get to the point to where people have had enough, and they're going to all retaliate. A lot of these nations that surround this area are no longer allied with America. Saudi Arabia is now a part of the BRICS. Iran is a part of the BRICS. Syria, is backed by Iran and Russia. You have all these nations around here. I believe Egypt is another one that joined the BRICS nations. Ethiopia, I think, might have been another one that was in the talks. I can't remember off the top of my mind if they joined the BRICS nations or not. But India and all these nations that are round about here are all against or contrary to America, man, and its allies. And so you already have a lot of the NATO EU nations that are against sending ships out there to the Red Sea. I think France turned them down. I think Italy might have turned them down. I think Greece might have sent some people, some personnel or something like that. But a couple other nations that were like, yo, we don't want any part of sending anything out there right now. But a lot of these nations that are trying to stay away from that area, they're going to be pulled into it. Speaking on these NATO EU nations, they're going to be pulled into this war as well. And things are going to continue to escalate, man. And it's just going to get to that point where eventually the Lord is going to have it to where, it's going to be an all-out war, man. And it's going to be felt. There's going to be a war like no other war has ever been fought. As the scriptures say, the battle of old was with confusion and garments rolled in blood, but this war shall be with fire and burning of fuel. Roughly paraphrasing the precept, man, because what's going to happen is what you see already, man, is drones, missiles getting shot, ballistic missiles being shot. This is the type of warfare that's going to be fought in this, in this time. So, it's not going to be good, man. So, this is what we're approaching, this being the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. We can clearly see that these things are coming to that point, man. So we really ain't got much left to have to deal with, man. So we just got to sit back and watch, and stay vigilant, because we know the time, we see what's happening. So, hey, Lord's will is edifying. I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechahak Wadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth, who are diligently pushing out his truth and his truth and sincerity. With that, I say Shalom. Shalom.